So, gonna say hi to some people in the chat before we do start, but we're gonna be talking about NFL free agency, who's gonna be our quarterback of the future, and we'll also talk about the draft for a bit. We might do some mock drafts at the end of the stream, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll maybe possibly do some, fan mock drafts as well. So let's wait for some people to get in here. What is up, Kiro? What is up, Hassan? What's up, Brian? Let's see, anyone else? But what's up, Roger? He said Landon Collins is a problem. He won't be ready for camp. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Landon Collins. Obviously, him coming off of an Achilles injury and also the emergence of Cameron Curl. It's going to be, interesting to see what they do position-wise with Landon Collins. What's up? So yeah, let's wait for a few more people to get in here, and then we'll start, our free agency stuff, and then we'll get into draft and quarterback news. And also, I mean, we can talk about some of the news that has happened in the last couple of days, and also, of course, NFL honors events are today at 9 p.m. around. So we'll officially, hopefully, get word that Chase Young wins defensive rookie of the year. I probably won't make a video on that. If he doesn't win defensive rookie of the year somehow, then I definitely will make a video on that. I'll have a huge rant off of that. And then also the Eagles are likely going to trade Wentz. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. There's been some talks by, not really any reliable sources, but they have said that we're interested. I don't really buy that, and I don't think that the Eagles would. I don't think the Eagles would trade him here. It wouldn't be a smart thing to do. If you still think he's a good quarterback, then why would you trade him in the division? It doesn't really make sense. And I don't really want him anyways because his cost is going to be a lot. I mean, it's probably going to be more than a first round pick for Carson Wentz. His contract is huge, and he just had he was probably one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL last year. He got benched for a second round rookie who wasn't even that impressive. So, yeah, what's up, Armin? I mean, yeah, if Collins switches to linebacker, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, Landon Collins, that's going to be one of the biggest storylines this offseason, besides obviously the quarterback position. Once we move past, free agency, what's up, Jeff? Once we move past free agency, the draft, it's going to be interesting to see in camp, what happens with Landon Collins, even the younger receivers with AGG, Kelvin Harmon. What's up, winner? What's up? Sorry, some of these names I cannot pronounce. I'll just put your guys' names on the screen. What is up right there? Celestia, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but sorry. So let's see. I mean, Fitzpatrick Scott could be an option. What do you think about us getting Odell? I don't think it's very realistic. If it did happen, I wouldn't be terribly upset with it. He does cost a lot of money, and he does have a little bit of. He doesn't have any off the field issues, but it's more, locker room stuff. What's up, Mohammed? Yep, I'm gonna watch the NFL honors. What's up, Ali? So we got enough people in here, so let's get started with some free agency talk. And since I don't have anyone on today, I guess couldn't come on, we'll just have more fan interaction. So we'll get a lot more of your guys' takes. Um, what's up, hail to the FT445. So we'll get a lot more of your takes, and maybe we can even at the end of the stream do a fan mock draft. Okay, so let's go position by position. And in a couple minutes when some more people get in here, we'll talk about the quarterback. But let's start off with wide receiver. Some free agents that I would like us to go after. Let's see. What time is NFL honors, Jeff? I think it's at 9 o'clock, around 9 o'clock. What's up, Awesomeness Sports? But yeah, around 9 o'clock. What's up, Mr. Toxic? So, AJ. Okay, let's go by yards this year. So obviously, Allen Robinson, he's going to be the highest paid receiver this offseason. I do believe that. Was getting paid about $14 million. Let me look at the market value. What Spot Track has him at. Also, guys, some news. The cap space, they said it's probably going to be over 175 million. So I think we have around 33, $34 million in cap space right now. You add in the 14-ish for with Alex Smith getting released, hopefully, or him retiring. That gives you a lot more space. And let's say if the cap is 180 instead of 175, that even helps us even more. So they have him at around $20 million a year. Let's see. I want to read some of the comments. Um, Curtis Samuel would be good. What's up, Roger? I don't know if we should draft a free. It's just like the safety position is going to be very interesting to see, just because you got Cameron Curl, I think is a must. I think Cameron Curl is a must start, but after that, you know, you could have Landon Collins, maybe not playing as much as he was before, have him play big nickel, have him play linebacker position. Um, and I don't think we're going to move on from him this offseason. It's going to be hard to do, but I think it's a realistic possibility after this season, after this coming season, and that would free up a bunch of cap space. Curtis Samuel, Brandon Sheriff. What's up, Reggie Reg? Shout out Reggie Reg and OG. So yeah, Allen Robinson going to take a lot of money. $20 million a year is what it's probably going to end up being. I would love Allen Robinson, but he's going to have a lot of suitors. There's going to be a lot of people willing to pay him top of the line money. And I just think that he's probably going to rather play. Let's say, let me just give an example. I don't know. Let's just say the man, I'm just trying to come up with a random team. Let's say the Bills. It's probably not realistic, but let's say the Bills offer Allen Robinson $19.5 million a year. We offer him 20. I think he's going to take that 19.5 with Josh Allen, or say the Chargers do so. Yeah, he has us taking Kadarius Toney, which I would be okay with. I personally would not draft a receiver in the first round unless it's one of the big four. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, and I consider Kyle Pitts a pass catcher, so he's a wide receiver / tight end. Any of those guys, I am totally fine with with drafting in the first, but I think there's really good value in the second, third, and fourth round with these receivers. If you look at a lot of the successful receivers in the NFL, a lot of them are late round picks. Antonio Brown, Stephon Diggs, Tyreek Hill, I think. Um, Devontae Adams, I don't even think he was a first round pick. So let's go through some other free agents. Corey Davis would be a good guy, 26 years old, had about 984 yards, probably would have had like 1,100, was playing a little bit hurt. Marvin Jones, another guy, not going to be as much money because he is getting up there in age, 31 years old, but would be a solid veteran option that at the very least that he's going to get 600 plus yards, and that's what we need. Yeah, Reggie Reg, I saw that, but I don't really believe the report. I just don't think, first off, you don't trade, you rarely, unless it's like draft picks or anything, you rarely trade within division. And trading a franchise quarterback to a division rival, I don't think that is a thing that a franchise would do. And the only time you're going to do it is if you either are getting blown away with an offer from within your division, or the guy you're about to trade is done. Like kind of like what the Eagles did with Donovan McNabb to us earlier on. So I don't think it's going to happen. I do not think it's going to happen. Yeah, Carson Wentz probably going to go to Indy, probably going to go to the Bears, a team like that. Let's see. Marvin Jones, I talked about him. Nelson Aguilar, I would be okay with him. Had a good year this year. Will Fuller, I would probably stay away from him. Gets a lot. He's always injured, and he had the PEDs this year in a breakout year. I think could be that is why he had a breakout year. Curtis Samuel obviously would like him. Cheaper than Corey Davis, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin. Godwin would be okay. 7 touchdowns this year, 840 yards. And one thing I want to talk about before I forget. So a lot of people are talking about, we have a first place schedule. that's going to make us, be a lot worse than we were last year. It's going to be a lot harder this year to win games. And I just don't really buy into that. Sure, schedule is going to be harder this year because we were a first place schedule. But here's the thing, whether we play 16 or 17 games, we're going to be playing 14 games are going to be the same as the Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys. So there's only going to be a 2-game, maybe 3-game difference between us, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and Giants in terms of different teams we play. So we're going to obviously be playing the Packers instead of, since we got the first place schedule, that's a division that we got assigned, and obviously the first place team will play the first place team in that division, and so on. So we play the Packers. So obviously that is a huge, that's gonna be a tough game. But the second place team, the Giants, are gonna be playing the Bears. If they get a quarterback, that obviously the Packers are still gonna be better, but it's not gonna be that much of a difference. And then also, since we did win our division, we get the first place team in the NFC West. That's the Seahawks division. Their first place. I rather play the Seahawks than the Rams with Matthew Stafford, and I rather play the Seahawks with the than a healthy 49ers team. So I think we got a break there. I think, having a first place schedule helped us in that division. And then the last team that could make a difference is the Bills. If we play them, obviously that's a hard game, but the Dolphins are also a good team too. What's up, Beast Mode? Let me read some of the comments while I went on that mini rant. Let's see. Yeah, Colts want him going down. Will Fuller is good, but yeah, the injuries are very concerning. Let's see. Yeah, Wentz has some, leadership issues as well. What's up, Beast Mode? How you doing? I mean, Justin Fields would be. I think it's gonna be interesting. I honestly think we might end up drafting a quarterback early this year, and maybe it could be us trading up earlier or trading up into the first round. I don't think it's going to be really intriguing because obviously you have Trevor Lawrence, undisputed number one quarterback in his class. After that, though, these teams could have such different views on the quarterbacks. There could be teams in love with Trey Lance because he is he has a lot of potential. He just is a project, but some teams might really like him and have them as their QB2 or QB3, and some teams might have him behind Mac Jones. That's how different it's going to be. Some teams might have Justin Fields as quarterback 2, some might have him as quarterback 4. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I think Mac Jones is going to go in the first round. I really do. I think Kyle Trask definitely is going to go later, probably in the second, third round. But I think probably second round. I think Mac Jones is going to be a first round pick. Um, let's see. Yeah, we'll see about Fields. I don't know if Trey Lance is gonna. I think enough quarterback needy teams are in front of us, and one team's gonna fall in love with him and draft him ahead of us. So I don't think he's gonna. He could. There might be one quarterback that there's gonna be one out of the first 5. Trey Lance, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones. One of those guys will be there at 19. I think. There's always one guy that slips, but do you really want the guy that slips? Do you really? Because I mean, you just got to trust your scouting team. So, other receivers, Marvin Jones. I saw someone ask about Marvin Jones or Kenny Galladay. Obviously, Kenny Galladay is the better player, but I think Marvin Jones is going to be a lot cheaper, and I think that's the better pickup for us. Um, Desmond Beast Mode. Are you talking about Desmond Ritter? Because he's going to be coming up next year. I mean, yeah, Watson fell a little bit, but he was still the 12th pick overall. He was still up there, and he didn't fall that much. Like he fell like a few, like 5-ish selections. Um, let's see, any other receivers? There's a couple. Keelan Cole, Tim Patrick, Juju, which I don't really want. Not even just because of the TikToks and stuff, but more I don't really like. I don't think he's a number one, obviously, and I think that's what he thinks he is, and I think that's what he's gonna want to get. And maybe a team pays him. What's up, Peyton? I rather sign someone else. I just don't want to deal with him, and I don't think he's even that good of a number two. I really don't. And then Antonio Brown's a free agent. Alan Lazard would be intriguing for me. He would be solid. You got Sammy Watkins. I don't know about him, but that's it right there for the receivers. So let's go into the next position. Wait, so real quick, do you guys want to talk about another free agent, or do you guys want another free agent position? Or we're going to talk about a lot of them, but do you want to just head into what our wide receiving core is going to look like this year, like in terms of what's it going to look like? Kelvin Harmon, AGG, Steven Sims, Cam Sims, are those guys going to make the roster, or do you guys want to just go to another free agent position? Yeah, Galladay would be solid. Peyton, we're going to talk about the draft at the end of the stream. Yeah, Galladay turned down a bunch of money from the Lions. He did get hurt this year, barely played any games, but still one of the better free agent wide receivers out there. Um, okay, so yeah, Corey Davis would be good. Real quick, we'll talk about the wide receiving core, and then we'll get into another position. So it's going to be intriguing, our wide receiving core, because we have obviously Terry McLaurin is a roster lock. He's our number one receiver. You got one right there. That's one receiver right there. And then you have AGG, who, he definitely struggled this year, but I just don't see them moving on from a fourth round pick from last year, who really didn't have much of a shot this year just because had a concussion in training camp, barely had an off season, got hurt within the first few weeks, and really didn't have a chance really this year. So I think he's going to make the roster. Those two right there, those two are pretty much, I would say, roster locks. Wouldn't be surprised if AGG is struggling in camp and then maybe they cut him. I don't know. I think after AGG, you got Kelvin Harmon. I think he's going to make the roster. I hope he does. That's three right there. Then you assume at least one free agent receiver. I think there's going to be one free agent receiver. That puts you at four right there. Usually you keep six. So you still have Steven Sims, Isaiah Wright, Cam Sims, plus the guy they draft. They probably going to draft someone in the late round. So I'm going to say five. They draft the receiver. So that puts you at five. And that means, let's say, not AGG, Cam Sims, Steven Sims, Isaiah Wright, one of those three maybe gets that sixth spot. Ron, yeah, I mean, I think Ron likes AGG. He's a high character guy, and I think he has potential. Let's hope he can turn it around, this off season. Okay, so let's get into another position. We'll talk about tight end real quick. I talked about it earlier, actually, I think yesterday in a video, but Hunter Henry's available this offseason. I would, he's going to cost a lot of money. I don't know if I would pay him a lot, but there's some other guys that I will go after as a backup. Um, you know, Gerald Everett would be really, really solid. We'll talk about linebacker next. I'm going offense to defense. Gerald Everett would be solid. Who's the other guy? I forgot. Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith. The thing with Jonnu, he might be a tight end one. So him and Logan Thomas would probably be splitting snaps. He's very young and has a lot of potential. David Njoku could be an option. We'll see if the Browns end up trading him. Jared Cook is another option. I really, really think we need to address the position in terms of depth. Could be in the draft, could be in free agency. We need another guy. Mo Ali Cox, yeah, I talked about him in yesterday's video. But we need another guy that, let's say Logan Thomas gets hurt. We can't have Jeremy Sprinkle. We can't have Jeremy Sprinkle as our backup. Just can't happen. So let's hope we go after someone that is at least capable of being a good backup in this league, because Jeremy Sprinkle is like a third stringer at best. Okay, so that's the tight end position. We talked about that real quick. Besides tight end on offense, real quick, we'll go to tackle, because I think we could upgrade the tackle spot, the left tackle spot. I think I would be fine with going in with this group, offensive line group this season, but there's some guys that could end up reaching free agency that we could go after. I think Alejandro Villanueva, he's a little bit old, but he would be solid. I think a guy, Orlando Brown from the Orlando Brown from the Ravens, he's going to be interesting to see what he's worth. I think Orlando Brown's going to get a lot of money this offseason. He is not going to resign with the he's not going to resign with the Ravens because he feels like he's a right tackle or he's a left tackle, and they're playing him at left tackle. Or he feels like he's a left tackle and they're playing him at right tackle. He doesn't like that, so he's probably gonna move on. Orlando Brown would be good. But we'll see how much we're willing to spend this offseason. I'm trying to find him. Can't find him right here. But yeah, he is a free agent. Trent Williams a free agent, but he's getting up there in age. Okay, now on to defense. Linebacker, biggest need. One of our biggest needs on the team, I would say biggest defensive need by far, is linebacker. You got a bunch of guys available. Let's see. I'm trying to. Okay. So you got Levante David, who's going to be a free agent. He is a beast, I think. He's going to be one of the highest paid free agents this offseason and would definitely be a good fit for us. We need a linebacker. We just need another guy besides Cole Holcomb. We'll go and start off with inside linebacker. We need another guy besides Cole Holcomb. Leatherwood, I haven't watched much tape on him, but yeah, that's another thing. I know a lot of people like Heineke and a lot of people like Kyle Allen, but if we go in with those two guys to start out the year, I don't think that's going to attract a lot of free agent wide receivers to come to us and play or sign with us. So, okay, so free agent linebackers, you got Avery Williamson, you got let's see, Jayon Brown, you have Reggie Ragland, you have Gerard Davis. The linebacker class isn't great. KJ Wright is a linebacker. He's a free agent linebacker, and Levante David. I mean, those guys. I'd rather go linebacker. I'd rather go linebacker in the draft than free agency. But that's just me. Would go in the comments down below or in the live chat. What would you guys rather do? Would you rather go linebacker in the draft or in free agency? What's up, JFM Designs? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. KJ Wright, Jayon Brown. Yeah, and KPL is a free agent. So, he's a restricted. Okay, that's good. That's good. But yeah, comment down below. Draft or free agency? Draft or free agency? Because I think it's definitely possible that we draft a linebacker in the first round. I really, really do. It's tough. It's really tough. We could do both though. We could do both and go all in on the linebacker position. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something right now. Um, okay, let's see. Let me read some of the new comments. Yeah, Jabril Cox would not be bad at all. From LSU, I do believe. Yeah, a lot of people are saying. Some people saying draft. Some people saying free agency. Some people saying both. Um, Jalen Brown. Yeah, Jabril Cox is also good. Let's see. Any other guys? Yeah, Jeremiah Uso-Koromoa. Hey, Micah Parsons is an interesting one. He might fall. He might fall to us. He has some character concerns. And I don't know if Ron would. I mean, you guys can. I'm not gonna. I mean, I can't say what he did, but look it up. If what he's alleged of, if it's true, it's bad, and he could slip. He could slip into the He could slip to the end of the first round. Um. So yeah, and shout out Washington Football Network, JFM Designs right here in the chat. Go check them out on Instagram. Great Washington football team. Insider, like social media guy. Go ahead and check him out. I mean, he does fit. I mean, linebacker is one of our biggest needs. I mean, if you're saying, he he's more he doesn't necessarily just play inside linebacker, which is what we need. I guess that's what you're saying maybe, but I think he still would be a really good fit for us. Um, yeah, Jeremiah Wiso-Cormo would be good. He's just not a middle linebacker. He's more of a hybrid. He's more of a hybrid safety slash linebacker. Okay, so that was the linebacker position. Nothing crazy right there. Let's go to cornerback. Let me go to corner. Where is it? Let's see. Let me update that real quick. And real quick, guys, go ahead and put in the chat any video ideas you guys have for me. Any Sia Ali, any videos you guys would like me to see. You guys would like me in the next few days. Let's see. Do you think Washington is interested in Mitch Trubisky? I don't know. I don't. I mean, it could be an option. It could be an option. I hope it's not. I hope it's not. I don't think it would be the best option. But there's also, like you said, Marcus Mariota. They're probably gonna have to get rid of one of those two guys, and I would be okay with Mariota. Let's see. We need to sign KPL back. Draft a linebacker and give. I mean, Reuben Foster. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if he gets back to what he was at Alabama in his couple years here. I mean, AJ Green, I would be. I don't know. Depends on the price. I would be okay with AJ Green. Corey Davis, I would like that signing definitely a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of good receivers this year in the draft, and in free agency too. So we better get a guy that can be with us for the next few years. This year, either in the draft or free agency, because there's a lot of guys available, and that's our biggest position in need besides quarterback. So while we're on quarterback, let's talk about quarterback. So before I give you guys my take, write in the comments. What's up, Philippi? You just got here right on time because we're talking about quarterbacks. We're just starting right now. Appreciate you coming in. So, give me your guys's best case quarterback scenario, and let's keep it realistic. I don't think Deshaun Watson, at least at the moment, is realistic, but really anyone besides that's available. Let me know what you guys think. Who you would want your, dream scenario, or even just someone you would like. Prime Time said Jameis Winston. I would not mind Jameis Winston. I really, really wouldn't. He has high upside. The thing with someone like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Marcus Mariota, guys like that, they don't have much upside. Jameis Winston's a former number 1 overall pick. He has a lot of upside. Obviously, has a bunch of turnover issues, but maybe sitting behind Drew Brees for a year and learning under Sean Payton helped him out. So a lot of people are saying Dak. Philip B said trade it for Zach Wilson. Hey, I would do it if we could, but I think he might be the second quarterback taken. It's gonna be tough to do that. What's up, King Sean? Another person said Dak. Someone said rookie. Derek Carr. Dak. Watson, Fields, Lance, Newton. So my dream scenario, and it's not necessarily super realistic, but I would really, really like to go after Dak Prescott if he does hit free agency. That would be one of my dream scenarios. I know it's a lot of money, but he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. You can get him. He's a very, very high character guy, really good leader, and we're stealing him from our division rivals. I mean, either, I mean, a lot of people have the Cowboys as a favorite, probably going to end up being a co-favorite with them. If they don't have Dak and we get Dak, we're no doubt the favorite to win the division. And guys, we got 100 people in here. Make sure you guys do subscribe if you guys are new. A lot of Washington football team content on here. Make sure you guys subscribe. So, yeah, quarterback, Dak is my number one option if we can pull it off. We're going to be a 10-plus win team for a bunch of years. And, eventually we could if we get the right pieces, a couple more pieces on defense, a couple more pieces on offense, a few more pieces on offense, we could end up being a contender. Okay, so let me read some more of these comments. Did you see? Yeah, I mean, Emmitt Smith said he doesn't see Dak. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it didn't look necessarily good for Dak and Dallas. But you really never know with that. Yeah, Dak would be great. Cam Newton. I would stay away from Cam Newton. Dak's probably gonna get a franchise tag, but here's where I stand. Especially if I'm Dak and I get franchised by Dallas again, I'm telling them before they franchise tag me, if you franchise tag me this year, I'm not signing back with you next year. No matter what, I'm not signing back with you. You can franchise tag me, and maybe we can try to win a Super Bowl this year. But you've had 3 years to pay me, and you've paid Jalen Brown or Jalen Smith, Demarcus Lawrence, Zeke Elliott. You've gotten paid all these guys, Amari Cooper, but you haven't paid me, the most important player, most important position, the best player on the team. You haven't paid me. They haven't paid him, and if they franchise tag him, I don't think he's gonna come back. I just don't. Let's see. I mean, I mean, put yourself in his shoes. If I were him and I got tagged, I know it's a lot of money, but I would not sign back with them. Um, what's my contract idea with that? It's going to be a lot of money, guys. It's going to be probably $37 million a year plus. But the cap's going to go up a lot. So the cap hit for Dak this year, let's say we sign Dak this year, I think the cap hit would probably be around $30 million. Obviously, you put in signing bonuses, you backload the contract, because this year the salary cap's going to be lower. In the next couple of years, it's going to skyrocket, especially with the new TV deals. What's up, BJ to go? Darrisaw would be good. Darrisaw would be good. So, yeah, I mean, Dak would be great, though. Dak would be great. He's going to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks. And here's the thing, 37 million, it seems like a lot, but think about how many of the quarterbacks right now in the NFL are paid 35 mil plus. I mean, or 33 mil plus. You got obviously Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, but you also have, I think, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, I think he's around that range. Matt Ryan is definitely up there. Matt Stafford is around that. Matt Stafford is around that range. So there's so many quarterbacks there. A realistic scenario for quarterback would be having Heineke, Trey Lance, and Jameis Winston. I mean, yeah, I don't really like Winston, but I think if we surround him with some good talent, I think Winston could be good here. I do. And I mean, so that's the only thing. The thing is, if you sign Winston and then you have Trey Lance, I mean, I think Winston probably wants to go to a place where he thinks he can be a franchise quarterback. Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of the quarterbacks this year have concerns. Fields definitely has some. Trey Lance has a lot. Mac Jones has some. Yeah, Arthur said Dak's getting $40 million. Salary cap goes up later. That's what I'm saying. In the next couple years, cap's gonna go way up. Cap's gonna go way up. What's up, Casper? So this is a good question. If you're going back in time with the second overall pick, Would you draft Justin Herbert over Chase Young? It's a tough one for me because I love Chase Young so much. Have his jersey. He in a few years going to be the best, in my opinion, going to be the best, second best, around there. Uh, Defensive player in the league. He's just a maniac. He's just a maniac. He is just such a beast. Herbert gonna be a top 5 quarterback at one point. He's gonna be a top 5 quarterback in the league. Herbert is. Oh, this is tough. I just don't know if how Herbert would succeed here versus in LA. In LA he had good weapons. I mean Hunter Henry, he had Keenan Allen, he had a solid offensive line. He's got really, really good running backs. So it's tough. It's tough. Either way, either situation you give me, I'm fine with it. Chase Young was no doubt the right pick. If you're telling me, if you're telling me Tua or Chase Young, it's not even remotely close. It's not even remotely close. But since Herbert he had over 30 something touchdowns this year and, had a really good year. And it's the most important position. But that's a really good question, though. But I can't trade away Chase Young. Or actually, well, it's not trading away, it's going back in time. But I heard from John Keim. I was looking at, I can't remember if it was an article or something, but he did say that Washington, let's see, that Washington they liked Justin Herbert a lot more than Tua. Like, even if they traded back in the draft, they didn't really like Tua that much. So, I like that they knew which quarterback they wanted. Let's see. But yeah, they also wanted to give Haskins a chance, I guess, didn't work out, but yeah, it's a tough question. If Burrow would have went down, I think also would have been another tough one. Burrow, such a beast. Okay. So that is a quarter. Oh, let's talk about some of the quarterbacks in the draft as well. I mean, give me. So I'm gonna give you guys three. I'll give you guys three quarterbacks, and let me know which one you want. Okay, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, and also consider what you would have to take to trade up for each one of those guys. Some of them you might not have to trade up, some of them you will. So, Justin Fields, you're probably not going to be able to get him at 19. You're probably going to have to go into the top 10. Same maybe for Trey Lance. I don't see Mac Jones getting there, but a lot of these guys could get into the top, you know, yeah, but no, Philippi. A lot of people are thinking that Mac Jones is going to be in the first round now after him going to the Senior Bowl, having a really good day in the national championship. I personally don't really like him. I just can't. For me, it's just too concerning how much talent he had on that roster at Alabama. So let's see. People are saying Justin Fields, Fields. A lot of people are saying Fields. But yeah, I don't really Mac Jones, he's just super. He's not mobile at all. If he was a little bit more mobile, he would get drafted a lot higher, but he is so slow. He is so slow. Not very mobile, but um yeah, I mean, Justin Fields to Washington is rumored. Kevin Sheehan said they really like him. He's a good leader, and that's what also. What's up, Casper? A lot of people. That's what Ron Rivera, Martin Mayhew, and Marty Herney said. They said that leadership is the most important thing when it comes to a quarterback for them. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I think here's the thing. With Ron Rivera and these guys, I trust them that I don't think they're gonna mess up on a draft pick, especially in the first or second round in terms of character. Like I don't think they're gonna draft someone like Dwayne Haskins. I'm saying just maturity wise, I think they will get that right. I think they will get high quality guys and guys they know is gonna work. Yeah, Lance was a choice. They know is gonna work. They know they're going to put in the work. But so I'm confident in that. We'll see with the scouting. Philip B said, I like to maybe trade the pick. There might be decent linebacker, left tackle available there, but the QBs, yeah. If there's no Q, I also wouldn't mind trading up. Honestly, there's so many situations this draft that I would be okay with. If there's really no one great in the at 19, or there's like 3 or 4 guys you like, why not trade back from 19 to 22, get a second rounder or whatever it is. Oh yeah, also I forgot Derek Carr could be an option as well this offseason. I personally though, there was a report saying 2 first round picks. No way in hell I would give up 2 first round picks for Derek Carr. I would be hesitant. I know a lot of people would, but I would be hesitant to give up a first round pick. Winter Nation said, would you trade the Tim Settle 19th pick, 51st pick, second 2021, third 2021 to trade up to the 5th pick if the top 4 guys like T-Law, Fields, Sewell, Parsons. If Zach Wilson's at 5, that's tough. That's a first rounder. I mean, I would do that. A first, a second, another second, a third. I would do that. I think it's going to take more than that, though. I think it's going to take more than that, though. Okay, let me see. Did he really? Beast mode? Nice. Okay, so that's the quarterback situation. I really hope it gets, resolved this offseason. I really do. I hope we don't, I know a lot of people like Heineke. I know a lot of people like Kyle Allen, but I don't want to go into a season where those are the top 3 guys with Steven Montez. I don't want to see that. Give me at least a draft pick or a free agent to mix it up a bit, because I don't think these guys. I don't know. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Kyle Allen or Taylor Heineke. You're not. You could win with some of these other guys. You definitely could win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, Derek Carr. I don't know, but you definitely could win a playoff game or so with him. Yeah, I heard they're a little bit interested in Juju. I just personally really would not. I really don't like Juju. I don't. Not even just his like little antics off the field, but I don't think he's a number 1 receiver, and I think he thinks he's a number 1 receiver. I think he's gonna want number 1 receivers, number 1 receiver money, and he's only succeeded when he's been, on the opposite side of another receiver 1, with Antonio Brown, and after that, he just hasn't been the guy. So, okay, yeah, and we'll talk about a lot of people asking about Carson Wentz, and there was a report earlier. So, yeah, they're probably going to trade Carson Wentz. And me, I'm not interested in Carson Wentz because here's the thing. If they offer they would just, they're not going to trade in the division. It just doesn't happen. Rarely does it happen with any players to be traded in the division. But if you're willing to trade, like, let's say Eagles are like, okay, I'm going to trade to Washington. If you're trading your franchise quarterback to a team inside the division, then there's got to be something wrong with the guy if you're willing to trade him inside the division. Like, that's what happened with Donovan McNabb to Washington from the Eagles. Andy Reid kind of knew he was done, and they traded him. So I think you should always be a little bit concerned when you're trading receivers, or when you're trading, players within a division, especially with the quarterback position, especially. Yeah, I wouldn't even give up a first for a car. I mean, I know the talent's there, but you just can't always go off of talent. He had a terrible year this year. He really, really did. He had a terrible year. So I mean, what would you give up for him? I mean, you guys can go ahead and put that in the chat, but I would not give up, definitely not 2 firsts for Carson Wentz, because again, if they're willing to trade him to a division rival, that should concern you. And hopefully, I would not mind if he got traded to a team and they start contending. It would be funny. It would be funny. Um, Reports are also saying teams are hanging up on them. Yeah, 2 first-round picks along with having to take on that contract and a guy that you don't know how he's going to perform. What's up, Patrick? So let's see. Do you guys want to do a mock draft real quick? Do you guys want to do a mock draft? Let me know real quick. Let's see. And also, let me know if you guys want to see, like, if he gets traded. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on that. Okay, and since I don't have anyone on today, we're gonna do a lot more like fan stuff. Like I want to try to get some fans to pick. So because when I have another person on, it's tough to read the chat and talk, but when it's just me, it's a lot easier. So let's start. Okay. Okay, yeah, a lot of people want to do the mock draft, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And I will do an official one this week sometime. I'm gonna be doing a lot of I'm gonna be doing a lot more mock drafts. So I'm thinking, until after free agent or before free agency, I'm gonna do a mock draft every 2-ish weeks. If some rumors come out, then I think it could be, a little bit more often. In April, I'll probably do one every week, probably. We'll see. So we'll do 3 rounds, and now I know a lot more of the names, after the Senior Bowl, which I love. I mean, I know a lot of people like Taylor Heineke. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, Quaps, but I just, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy, and I don't know. I think I'm definitely. I would love him coming. I would love to re-sign him, but I don't, and maybe even compete for a starting job. But I don't know. What's up, Freehand? Sorry, I already started the draft, but I might do soon. I'll do a 7-round mock draft video. Okay, here's the thing. I want to try to be realistic here, and Lance is available at 13. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. I really don't. I don't think that's gonna happen. If you guys want me to go ahead and take Lance, I can take Lance. Or do you guys want to see what I would actually do? Because I mean, if Lance is available here, I would definitely take Lance. I would take him. But I don't really think he's going to be available at 19. So let me just. Asan said take him. Winner said draft Trey Lance. Go ahead. So let's see. So here's what I'll do. What I would do here, take Trey Lance. If Trey Lance wasn't on the board, I would definitely take Darrisaw. He's one of the best left tackles in this year's draft. Really, really solid. You got Kadarius Toney also available here. Travis Etienne. Let me move this up. Let's go. Wide receiver. Bateman's available. Terrence Marshall. Let me go. Okay, and I want to see what corner. Let me read some of the chat. So people are saying be realistic. Okay, so I'm gonna be realistic, and I won't take him. Okay, that's what we'll do. But if he was here, obviously I would take him. So I want to just make sure if there are any cornerbacks available. J.C. Horn would be an option here. If Caleb Farley or Patrick Surtain were here, I would take them, but they're not. So let's go ahead and take Christian Darrisaw, and he's going to be a stud tackle for us. And you can even move Sadiq Charles into left guard. You can take him you can move him to left guard and have one of the best, depth offensive lines, in the league. Because you got Cornelius Lucas, who's a solid backup. He's honestly could be a solid starter, back end, but solid starter. And then you got Wes Schweitzer, who played really good for us. And you got, Jerron Christian. Obviously, you don't want him starting, but he can be capable as a backup. Um, yeah, wide receiver class is so deep. Yeah, that's why I would not draft the receiver in the first unless one of those really good guys is available, like Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Kyle Pitts, wide receiver slash tight end, which again, those guys are probably not going to be available, but I would definitely do it. Okay, this very interesting situation right here. We got safety out of TCU, really good, but I don't know if I want to take safety here. Let's see, receiver, any good receiver. Nico Collins would be good. Here, I want to read some of the. What's up, big boy, diehard fan Walker? Shout out him, always here. Um, do you think we need a franchise quarterback to make to the Super Bowl? Yes, I think we do. I mean, it's tough. I mean, as long as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, these guys are in the league, I think you're gonna need at least an above average starter to make it to the Super Bowl. But to be a consistent contender, you're gonna need one of these top 10 guys. Armon Ross St. Brown, I really like him. So let's see, what position you guys want to go? You got solid wide receivers here. I want to see if there's any good linebackers here. I don't know. Pete Werner. Warner, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, from Ohio State. He's solid, but second round that's too rich for me. This is a tough spot. I don't think I can trade in here. I only think you can do that with premium. But this is a spot where I would definitely trade. So tight end, are there any good tight ends? Brevin Jordan would be a possibility here, but I think that's also a little bit too high. Yeah, Muhammad, I'm gonna do that soon. So let's see. What was I gonna think? Oh, cornerback. Let's see. Cornerback. Yeah, still not any great cornerbacks. This is a situation where really no great players here. You could go receiver. Nico Collins would be solid, but like Shrihan said, I would rather go receiver in the third round. So, what do you guys think? People are saying long snapper. Honestly, Bolton, I'm not sure if I doubt he's available. Yeah, I think he's already taken. I mean, we could right here go best player available. There's not really any great players at a position need for us, and Morig from TCU is available, and he's the 39th ranked player, and we're drafting at 59. So, you probably go him right here. That's what you do. Let's see. Yeah, I think they're both there. I'm not sure if what's his name? I forgot his name, the other UNC guy, but let's just go best player available here. Take Morig from TCU. Solid guy. Not necessarily a huge position need, but definitely could upgrade the free safety position. We're gonna go ahead and take him. Yeah, Chad Surratt from UNC. He's good too. I picked him in my last mock draft video. Yeah, Javonte Williams. Yeah, that's the name. But I don't think he's available here. Let's see. So this pick right here obviously depends on what we do in free agency, but could be a wide receiver here. Let's see. Brevin Jordan is available. Definitely intriguing to me. Let's go linebacker. Linebacker. No linebackers are available. Wide receiver. Let's go wide receiver. Elijah Moore. Okay. I really like Amari Rodgers. I mean, this is definitely too high, but maybe at 82. If he's still there, I would definitely consider him at 82. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good linebackers. There's a lot of good linebackers in the first round ish, but after like the third round, it's not very deep. Yeah, and Surratt was a former quarterback too, which is crazy. So let's go. Richie Grant, I think he's gone. big boy diehard fan, Walker. So let's go ahead and take best player available, Brevin Jordan. I think that would be a good pick right there. Um, help us out there. I mean, really, besides that, there Trimble from Notre Dame, another good option. Or you could go Paulson Adebo, who's a cornerback. So go ahead and put your in the chat. Do you want Brevin Jordan or do you want Paulson Adebo? I mean, Lloyd, I don't really think it was a mistake. He was the best player available, and he's going to be a stud left tackle, and he's going to be a Pro Bowler. So I would take him. Okay, so people are saying Jordan. Paulson Adebo is like the best guy available, I think. I'll go here. Yeah, Keith Taylor would be intriguing. He had a really good Senior Bowl, but I don't. Third round is probably too high for him. Yeah, Parsons wasn't there, but so go ahead in the chat. Say Adebo or Brevin Jordan. Go ahead and put that in the chat. People are saying take a long snapper. But yeah, just put that in the chat. Man, we're kind of split. Adebo and Brevin Jordan. And guys, thank you guys so much, everyone, for coming in here. I appreciate all the support. We got like 120 people in here. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new. So a lot of people are saying Adebo. So we'll go ahead and take him. 81. Let's see what we have at 82. Let's see, best player available. Okay, so you got Josh Myers, interior offensive lineman, Spencer Brown, offensive tackle. Elijah. Okay, I think this is a receiver spot. I think this is definitely a receiver spot. I would go Amari Rogers. I really would. Trying to go up to the top here. I'm gonna go ahead and take Amari Rogers. I love him. You look at him. You look at his Senior Bowl tape. 1v1s was an absolute beast. And then you look. I really liked him in those 1v1s, and then I watched him in the Senior Bowl game, and he was really good as well. So I would definitely like him. So we'll do one more. Yeah, Amari Rogers is in the slot. So we'll do one more. Let's start another one. And yeah, okay. I'm going to do 3 rounds because I don't have too much time. Make it fast. There we go. Okay, let's read the chat. I mean, I understand the PFF, they grade it, but their grading system is basically if you pick players they like or they think it's all based off of their grading system, and I don't really agree with a lot. There's some NFL grades that I don't agree with, but their college is even worse in my opinion. Okay, 19. Okay, I'm just gonna restart this because I don't like that it's the exact same thing. I wanna be a little bit different. I wanna be a little bit different. So I want it to vary a little bit for you guys. I don't think it's fun if it's the same thing every time. So let's hope it's a different one. Because I mean, the top 2 players both times were Darisaw and Trey Lance. And it's funny because in the Draft Network, every single time Trey Lance falls to 19. Yeah, I mean, Terry from FSU is pretty solid too. I don't know what round he's gonna go in, but um Philippi, I'm pretty sure on this one they only go off of there. Okay. This time it's the same exact first 3 players. I want to just check any linebackers available. If not, then I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. Good. I didn't see it, but it's the same exact one. But Jeremiah Uso Koromoa is here. I think he's a beast. I really like him. So, yeah, I'll find another draft site for now. next time. But I really like Jeremiah Wuso. I really do. Not necessarily a true middle linebacker, but you could switch. You could switch Cole Holcomb into the middle linebacker role and put you could put Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah as that will, or he's so good in coverage too. He is so good in coverage. He is, especially in the box, intermediate, very, very good. And I would really like him. Solid tackler. He can get some pressure off the edge as well, and good in coverage and okay in the run game. And I don't think he's necessarily a middle linebacker, but you can. I think Cole Holcomb is good in that role. Yeah, he's versatile, and that's a good point. Talked about it earlier, but Ron really values versatility, and he's going to be there. Or he's and Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah is really versatile. So let's see who we have here. Oh my God. Okay. Same thing. Same thing. Trevon Moehrig. Trayvon Moehrig, sorry. Same exact thing. Man. Yeah, Cox is still there in the second round. Let's see. Wide receivers. What wide receivers available? Nico Collins, Dwayne Eskridge, Armon Ross St. Brown, Elijah Moore. Wait, is he from Ole Miss? Is that the guy from Ole Miss? Okay, here's the thing. I think Elijah Moore could be because their rankings aren't necessarily the best. Like I saw mock draft with Elijah Moore ranked to us at 19. Like I saw a mock draft with him there at 19, and that's probably a little bit too rich for him. But I think in a second, if he's there, he's a really good slot guy. He's a weapon. He could probably even go on the outside. So you guys go ahead and put in the chat, St. Brown, or do you want Elijah Moore? We'll take a receiver this time. We don't necessarily need to pay attention to these rankings too much because they aren't necessarily extremely accurate. So, yeah. Okay, a lot of people are saying St. Brown. I'll wait for a couple more comments to come in, but I think it's going to be St. Brown, but we'll just make sure. And yeah, like I said earlier, probably not going to make a video after Chase Young wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, but if Jeremy Chin wins it, I will make a rant video off of that because yeah, I don't even have to say it, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and take St. Brown. Chase Young somehow doesn't win this year. If he somehow doesn't win this year, ooh, that is going to be really bad. That is going to be very, very bad. Let's see, read some comments. Yeah, a lot of people want St. Brown. Yeah, Jeremiah Wusu-Koramoah, like I said, solid tackler, really good in coverage, especially intermediate short coverage. Um, Big boy diehard fan Walker. I'm not really sure about him. I haven't seen too much of his tape or highlights, but I'll look into that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, JFM, we definitely need, guys, a punt returner or kick returner this year. Whether it be in the draft, free agency, or find a guy that's already on a roster who can do that, because I mean, Steven Sims can't cut it. And Danny Johnson is all right. I mean, he just didn't return it much, but when he did, he got some solid yardage. Okay. So, this is an interesting one. Okay. So we drafted a receiver in the second, drafted a linebacker in the first. We got a safety from Oregon in the available right here. Appreciate that, Philip B. Let's see. And then we have Tommy Tremble at tight end, and we have Jackson Carman from Clemson who can play tackle for us. You got Paulson Adebo. This is I think you take tackle here. Elijah Moore. We're not going to take a receiver. We already took a receiver. Could take a tight end or could take a tackle. What do you guys think? Yeah, just put that in the comments below. And yeah, this is going to be the last thing we do, and I'm going to go ahead and call it a day. And give me some video suggestions you guys have. So we're going to do a couple more picks, and then we'll call it a day. Because I got to get... Okay, everyone's saying tackle, and I agree. I think you take tackle here. He might be higher than... he might not be here, but I would definitely take him. You got to take these rankings with a grain of salt, but still. Okay, 82. So we could go a Debo, or we could go Tommy Tremble. I don't know. We've in our first 3 picks 2 offensive players and 1 defense. Yeah, I mean, I think we just need depth at the tight end position. I really do. And you could go after a tight end in the 4th, 5th, 6th round as well. I don't know if you necessarily got to do it in the 3rd rounder or 2nd rounder. Unless someone like Brevin Jordan, I would like. Or obviously Kyle Pitts in the 1st, if somehow he goes there. We'll go ahead and take Paulson Adebo. And this was a much better draft, in my opinion, than last time. Yeah, son, I could do that. Okay, we took Adebo. We'll look at our final, our picks, and then we'll answer some questions, and then we're gonna call it a day. So these were our picks: Jeremiah Uso-Koromoa, St. Brown from USC, Jackson Carman from left tackle Clemson, Paulson Adebo, Stanford. So good draft this time, a lot better than last time, in my opinion. And yeah, any questions you guys have, any video suggestions, go ahead and put those in the chat. And we'll take a few more minutes, and then we'll end the stream in a little bit. But yeah, let's hope Chase Young wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Let's hope. I mean, obviously, Alex Smith is a lock to win Comeback Player of the Year. Maybe Ron Rivera wins Coach of the Year. I doubt it, but it would be nice. It would be if we somehow got 3 guys that won an award at the NFL Honors. That would be impressive. That would definitely be impressive. So let's see. I'm trying to read the comments. That's a good one too, Philippi. That's a good one too. And yeah, Beast Mode and other people that have asked. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more draft content, especially after free agency, because obviously it's fun to do it now, but once free agency is done, we're gonna know what, like, if we sign, let's say, Allen Robinson and Marvin Jones, we're not gonna draft the receiver this year, or at least not in the first 3 rounds. But if we don't sign a receiver in free agency, then you probably know we're gonna draft one in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round. So we'll do a lot more draft content after free agency. So yeah, again, guys, thank you guys so much for all this support. I appreciate you guys coming in here. Tomorrow I'll have a video on a certain quarterback that the Washington football team is interested in. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'll post that early, obviously before the Super Bowl, probably around like 1 o'clock-ish. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And yeah, peace. Thanks for coming in, guys. Peace, Gerald, Hassan, Beast Mode, Trehan, Arthur, Lloyd, JFM, Philip B, Arthur, all you guys. Thank you guys for coming in. Big boy, diehard fan Walker. Thank you guys. Peace.